Good morning students, I welcome you all for the online class of economics. Today we will be going to learn the actual and output level of potential level of output. It is with reference to PPC that we can draw the distinction between actual and potential level of output in the economy. PPC frontier indicates the potential level of output. Potential means the capability that a producer can produce itself is considered as potentiality. So actual and potential level of output says that what actually we had produced and what is the capability of a producer to produce the goods. It is the maximum level of output that we can achieve through efficient and fuller utilization of the resources along with the given technology. Actual level of output, on the other hand, refers to that level of output which we are actually able to achieve. What we are able to achieve and at its best be equal to the potential level of output. Often actual output less than the potential output owing to other utilization or inefficient utilization of resources. Potential output owing to underutilization of resources or inefficient utilization of resources. Accordingly, the producers often operate at a point inside the PPC rather than on the PPC. Underutilization and or inefficient utilization of resources is a serious problem. Less developed economics like India. It is an important factor contributing backwardness of this economics. Figure 7 illustrates the concept of actual and potential level of output. You can see here, as I already shown you figure, in this two axes are there, x and y axis in this graph. Here the same graph is there which we were producing in the last. One side in the y axis rice production is there, and in the x axis wheat production is there. A to D is the actual level of output what we had achieved, and point P is that level of output what we can potentially achieve. So underutilization or inefficient utilization of resources and the corresponding actual level of output, we can see that is point number F to G. Any point on AD correspond to full utilization of resources. If we will reach to the point P, then it is the potential level of output what we can achieve. Efficient utilization of resources. It shows the potential level of output in the economy. Any point inside AD like point F or G correspond to underutilization of resources and inefficient utilization of resources. It shows that the actual level of output is less than the potential level of output. Example of underutilization of resources. Labor is underutilized or less than fully employed in India. Mass unemployment in India proves this point. Accordingly, in India, actual output is always less than potential output. Maybe the reason can be the machineries or the technology which is India is backing. Do all attainable combination point to the same level of output? No. Attainable combination of output may broadly be split as attainable combination on the PPC and an attainable combination within the PPC. Those within the PPC point to underutilization or inefficient utilization of resources. Those on the PPC point to fuller and efficient utilization of resources. Obviously, therefore, output level corresponding to attainable combination on the PPC might be higher than the output level corresponding to attainable combination within the PPC. Growth of resources. Over time, an economy may generate or acquire more resources. Gulf countries, for example, have acquired additional sources of oil. By selling oil, these countries have acquired more capital goods. They have enhanced their production capacity. Accordingly, their PPC has shifted to the right. Figure number 8 shows shift in PPC to the right when availability of resources increases. So here we can see there AD is the actual what we were producing. Now it has been increased. As the resources increase, we can see the production capacity has increased from A to P and D to P. Owing to increase in resources, which generally happens in every economy over time, PPC shift to the right. It shows higher level of output of both the goods. Thus PP shows higher level of output than AD. A note to caution. A situation of unemployment of resources should not be confused as a situation of loss of resources or a situation of decrease in the stock of resources. It simply is a situation of underutilization of resources. Thus, when unemployment occurs, it should not be reflected by a shift in PPC to the left. It should not only be reflected as a situation of underutilization of resources as indicated by a point somewhere inside the existing PPC. Now the topic is concept of opportunity cost. We know resources can be put to different uses. These uses can be maybe taken different opportunities. When one opportunity is availed, the other is loss. So opportunity cost is like that only. That as we had seen in the example of wheat and rice. When the full resource was utilized for wheat production, definitely rice was zero, and when rice was fully produced, wheat production was zero. So that cost what we avail for production of one goods, we lost the cost of another goods. It is known as opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the cost of availing one opportunity in terms of the loss of another opportunity. Let us take an illustration. A given piece of land may be used for growth to grow wheat or rice. Assume that the output of wheat is 20 tons and that of rice is 15 tons. If land is actually used for the production of wheat, we get 20 tons of wheat, but what we lost is 15 tons of rice. Accordingly, opportunity cost of using land for production of 20 tons of wheat is equal to the loss of output of 15 tons of rice. Using this illustration, we may also define opportunity cost as the value of factor or its next best alternative use. Opportunity cost is the cost of availing one opportunity in terms of loss of the other opportunity. Opportunity cost is the value of a factor in its next best alternative use. What is the opportunity cost of opting for higher studies rather than a job? It is the amount of wage salary that the person would have earned in a job. It need to be noted that a factor may have more than two uses. In any such situation, opportunity cost is to be taken as the value of the factor in its next best of use only. Take the following illustration to understand this point further. Possible uses of land along with the package of other inputs. It can be used for production of wheat, it can be used for the production of rice, maize and sugarcane. Market value of production, if we are producing wheat, it will give us 5,000. If we will produce rice, it will give 4,000. If we will produce maize, it will give 3,500, and if we will produce sugarcane, it will give 6,000. Assumption: technique of production is constant and resources are fully utilized. It says that for the above production of all the things, technology is constant, it is not changing, but resources are fully utilized. Then also we are for wheat production we are getting maximum benefit, that is 5,000 rupees, and when we are making growing rice we are getting 4,000. Same way vice versa it is going down for other types of production, but for sugar we will get higher rate of production, that is 6,000. Obviously resources will be employed in use of fourth, where the value of output is maximum, that is 6,000 rupees we will gain if we will produce sugar with the same resources. Opportunity cost of employing resources in use 4 equals to loss of output in next best alternative use of the given resources, which is rupees 5,000 in use 1. This itself is called opportunity cost. Figure 9 shows production possibility curve AB. X-axis shows use 1 and Y-axis shows use 2 of a given set of resources. The diagram is drawn on the assumption that technology remains constant and that the resources are fully and efficiently utilized. Value of output in use 1 is assumed as 6,000 and in use 2 as rupees 5,000. If resources are employed in use 1 as it should be, the opportunity cost equals to rupees 5,000, the value of the factors in its best alternative use. Opportunity cost of allocating the given resources to use 1 is the loss of output in use 2. Loss of output in use 2 is worth rupees 5,000, which is the opportunity cost. Next is the marginal opportunity cost. Marginal opportunity cost refers to additional opportunity cost when a unit more of good X is produced by withdrawing some resources from the production of goods Y. Means first we were producing Y. Now to produce X, we are sacrificing the cost of production of Y to produce the goods X. It is considered as marginal opportunity cost. It is measured in terms of loss of output of goods Y for a unit more of goods X. Algebraic marginal opportunity cost is expressed as change in Y upon change in X equals to loss of output of goods Y for an additional unit of goods X. Marginal opportunity cost is also described as the rate at which output of good Y is to be sacrificed for every additional unit of goods X. In this sense, it refers to the slope of PPC. Study the following illustration carefully for a precise comprehension of the concept. Production of X was 0. Production of Y was 10,000. To increase the production of 1 unit of X, we have sacrificed 10,000 units, 1000 units of Y. that is 9000, and to increase one more unit of x we had reduced from 9000 to 7500. This one by one, to increase one unit of x we are sacrificing the cost of y. This itself is considered as margin opportunity cost. For today's class this was the topic. In the next class I will continue with the next topic. Thank you.